Alrighty. Hello Internet and YouTube. Maybe, if I decide to upload this. I'm thinking a little recording of a video game project I'm working on, just because what I'm currently doing is I'm backing up every build of the game that I work on, but I'm running out of storage space, so I kind of want to keep a little journal or like a little roadmap of how the game's progressed over time. And I can't do that by just storing different game builds anymore. So I thought to myself, hey, a good way to do that is to just upload it to YouTube, right? Because everyone's uploading huge amounts of content to YouTube every day. So if my like 100 meg, 200 meg video is uploaded, it won't do too much harm. And that way I can save on storage space. And another thing is I can show my friends and family, if they're ever interested in my little video game project, the progress and how it's going. So yeah. This is going to be completely unscripted, unrehearsed. It's just me rambling about a game I've been working on for about, I think like 4 months like 4 months realistically, but it's been about a year of tinkering off to work every night whenever I'm bored. I did all the code, I'm doing all the code myself, I'm doing all the art myself, I'm doing all the audio myself. The only thing I'm not doing myself is probably going to be the music tracks, because I suck at making music. So I'm hopeful I can source that from somewhere when the time comes. Yeah, but anyway, let's get into it. The game is called Journey Back to DreamSpace. I just came up with that title a couple weeks ago. It's still pretty early stages. You do have some options that we can do. It's not perfect yet, but we can set the resolution to whatever we want. We can also toggle windowed mode and not windowed mode. I don't want to do that right now because it might mess up the recording. That's an apply button. These are obviously scroll buttons, but they're all placeholder for now. Yeah, I think it goes up to 1080p. You can do these as well. Apparently, I forgot I coded that. But let's start an actual game, shall we? Gonna close the debug menu as well. Hey, you, wake up! You're out of creds! Out of the chair, I ain't running a charity here. So, the game's not gonna be voice acted, obviously, because I'm one dude. So it's not gonna really work out well. I suck at doing voices anyway. It's gonna speed up the text a bit. So the game starts here. This is like the first level called Hacker Hole. You wake up out of like a DreamSpace chair, and this mad guy called Ronnie is shouting at you to get credits because he's gonna kick you out of the chairs, kicking you out of the Hacker Hole. And he wants his slot back, which is an implant. So I've not explained everything too well in the game yet because it's still early stages, but the way it works is DreamSpace is like a virtual world that these characters live in. You can see some of them are sleeping here, dreaming in their own little, dream space worlds. And it's basically just like a world that you create. It's like where you can escape to. And a lot of people just prefer to do that than live in the actual world. I should probably talk about the game because you can actually see some of it now. The game is a 2.3D. It's a 2D game from a top down, but it has some 3D assets. So I'm trying to do like a mix of 3D assets and 2D assets, just because I enjoy like quirky comic book looks to video games. And so if everything's 3D, you can get that look, but I think adding some 2D assets like this little couch here, for example, kind of like spices things up. Yeah, so it's a top-down 2D game. It's based on it's inspired heavily by the Thief series. I'm not sure if anyone has ever played the Thief series, but great game series, like one of my favorite of all time. And so basically, it's a stealth game. Yeah, you play as a searcher, which is the term for like I'm using for like a cleaner. It's like somebody who cleans up crime scenes and hides evidence and hides bodies. So whenever in a and it takes place in a cyberpunk world. I don't know if you can tell from just like this little area that we're running around in now, but it's a cyberpunk world. So it's a 2D top-down stealth cyberpunk game. I suppose that's quite a mouthful though. Yeah, and you play as a searcher. So you're a cleaner who cleans up crime scenes for whoever will pay you. I wanted to come up with an idea of not just playing another hacker or the stereotypical decker, netrunner, or because that's been done to death in a lot of video games. And also I didn't want to just be like a person with a gun running around, because obviously that wouldn't play very well into the stealth aspects of the game. So as a searcher, you're pretty much just going to be you're not really the main character of the story as a searcher. Everyone else is, if that makes sense. So like teams will go in to do jobs, and if something goes wrong, then the fixers who hook them up with those jobs probably want to cover their tracks. If somebody goes into a job and something doesn't go according to plan, they probably want to hide the fact that they were there. So then they call in someone like me, or someone like the main character or protagonist, and they're supposed to, you know, make the problem go away. I've currently implemented a couple of quests, so my plan is to just go through the main storyline quest mode that I've done so far. And you'll see as we progress that the game becomes less and less finished because I'm still building out all the art assets. But yeah, so that's pretty much just the background of the story. The dialogue that you see isn't officially done yet either. I think the game is a bit too wordy, so I'm trying to rewrite things. That's another thing I'm doing myself. I'm doing all the writing myself, and I suck at it, so I'm trying to get better. I've rewritten the story more times than I can count, and I'm trying to get more and more concise every time, just because players... I kind of like the idea of a narrative story, or having a narrative aspect, but I don't want players to just have to read that much. So yeah, we're here. We can quickly click the quest menu. That's very loud in my audio. That scared the crap out of me. And we can see there's one quest here, Wakey Wakey. I was pulled out of DreamSpace by some dolt calling himself Ronnie. These I need to rewrite to have actual quest information, but that's just notes so that I know which quest beats the player is on. Interesting side note, this voice here, that's my voice. I did that myself in Audacity somehow. I don't remember how, but it sounds pretty cool. I just added a whole bunch of filters to it until it sounded cool. We can zoom in and out, so if we ever wanted to see some more interesting aspects like this wanted poster, wanted John Bovey, dead or alive, we can do that. Let's wander up the stairs here. Some people in red talking to me. This fellow won't let me leave unless the doc says so, so I should probably go and see the doctor. Yeah, I can't get out of this little room yet. That's good, I'm glad that works. So let's go here. This is the doctor character, Dr. Flambe. Yes, just a moment, these tools won't sterilize themselves. I see you're finally awake, dreamer. You're the doctor that hooked me up to DreamSpace. Dr. Flambe at your service, dreamer. Okay. What happened? I don't see many black rabbits around. The black rabbits are no longer in charge. They were all wiped out by the red tigers. It's probably who are those red guys you saw when coming up the stairs. Well, most of them. Okay, well this is just more dialogue for the story, which may or may not be rewritten. Just to paraphrase all of the stacks, this place used to be run by the black rabbits, and your character had a good relationship with the black rabbits because you worked for them. That's my current idea. But these red tigers, while you were sleeping in DreamSpace, kind of swooped in for some reason and murdered all of the black rabbits and drove them out. So the red tigers own this property now, and that's probably why they kicked you out. Climb into my giant vat of goo and I'll take a look at you. So let's do that. So press E to climb into goo vat. So the way this is going to... So the way that all cyberpunk games work is that you can implement, or you could integrate cybernetics into your little character, right? So you can make your character stronger or faster or hack better or jump further or use specific types of weapons. So he said he's gonna murder me to death, but I don't really care. So the way I wanted to do that is to kind of have like a bit of a more fun way, or not fun way, but you know, a different way of managing all of that. And so I came up with the concept of goo vats. So in this world, the only reason why you know, like in cyberpunk you have cyber psychosis because you have too many implants, so you go crazy. The way that my world works is kind of like you can't get implants embedded into your system because you will reject the implant, or your body will reject the implant. So the only way to do it successfully is to use these goo vats, and these goo vats are filled with some type of mystery goo that allow implants to be implanted into you safely. So I don't know yet if there's going to be a limit to the amount of implants you can have. I have an idea for a bunch of them, and I currently implemented some of them that I use as debugging tools as well, which I'll show you in a bit. I don't really want to click on the menus yet because obviously they're not done yet, but the idea is going to be like you can select the slot for your body that you want to implement the implants. Click on it and you can see there's like let's click on a different one, like this one for example. There's different implants here that you can click on and you can embed them. So these are for the eye slots, so you can have like eye implants. I've not really implemented these yet. I mean, I've implemented a lot of the functionality, but this UI doesn't work properly yet, just because UI coding takes, you know, it's a hassle sometimes. Cool. I don't know why that's stuck, but I'm not gonna mess around with it. Anyway, we just had to jump in this goo vat so that so the idea is you jump into the goo vat and then you can have implants. Without goo vats, you won't in this world be able to have any implants, because your system would die from, or your body would, you would die from shock of getting all of these things implanted into you, right? That's kind of like the general way this is gonna work. Let's check the quest log real quick to see if it's updated. The doc needs some incriminating data. Okay, yeah, this is an old. So the quest so basically the quest is saying, what the doc told us is like, we need to go into the back room and hack the front door open. And if we can do that, then we can escape. And that's our objective, is to escape this room. That quest is an old quest. I need to change quest style, quest writing. Sorry, I should change that. This little data pad here, the blue one, you can steal this for money. So I kind of wanted, again, like inspired from the Thief series. Like, you could, in Thief series you played as a thief, so obviously the main objective was to steal stuff. This isn't so much the main objective in this game, but I still wanted to add an aspect where you could steal things to get money. The UI is pretty sparse right now, but where you see the 0 over here, that's your money. And the idea is that eventually you'll be able to spend that money on different types of gear. For example, and there's going to be like the way I see it is there's two main groups of upgrades for your character. There's implants and there's equipment. So implants will help your character do things like run faster, go invisible, or teleport very short distances, or be able to see things in the dark better than the enemies can, or maybe render like a UI. For example, I was testing it here. If we go to the door here and hover over it, we can see back office door come up. So I'm going to add like UI elements based on the eye implants you have, maybe. And then you can spend money on doing that, or you can spend money on buying equipment. For example, there's no UI for it yet, but for example, if I press 6 and I press spacebar, you'll see I drop these weird little pad things. Maybe if I stand in the light you can see it better. Let's stand over here. So I'm gonna drop it next to this fella and hope he doesn't get hit by it. Sorry, fella. You can see I drop caltrops. So if somebody's chasing me, I want to be able to get away, and one of the equipments that I can buy are these caltrops. Currently they're debugged, so I can just drop as many of them as I want, and they'll like despawn after a time. But in the actual game, you won't be able to do that. It'll be more managed, or managed more carefully. Anyway, let's get out of this level. We've been rambling for too long. Press E to interact. Let's go. This room, you'll be taught how to sneak. Currently, if I hold down control, I can sneak, which means I move a little bit slower, but I'm more difficult to see. Currently, that isn't implemented here yet. Currently, you're just, for debug purposes, you're always very well hidden, unless you stand directly in a light. And you can press E to knock people out. So let's knock out this guard who's reading this magazine on the table. Done. So now that he's knocked out, I'll be able to hack this server without him running at me and beating me up. A cool thing that you can do in the game, which is going to be quite a big mechanic in the game, is you can pick characters up that you knocked out and drag them around. And this is important both for when you want to cover your tracks when you take out enemies, but also if you go into crime scenes you need to clean up, you need to be able to pick them up. And we can hide them in things. So for example, here's a bunch of lockers on the side of the room that I need to texture still, but whatever. We're just going to hide them in a locker so that no one can ever see them. So that means that if anyone ever comes in here, they won't see him. But yeah, let's hack the server. So the idea with hacking in this game is I wanted it to be more funny than you know, in depth. I don't want to play a hacker. I kind of want to play an old, because you play an old lady essentially. I don't know if you can see from the portrait, but Joe's an old lady. She's not into the whole computer tech thing. So I wanted the mini games to kind of you know, simulate that aspect as well. So we're gonna press E to start hacking the server. This is the server minigame that comes up, so whenever you hack a server in the game, this is the minigame you'll play for it. And it's pretty great. My partner came up with this idea for a minigame. It's basically just plug in the USB. That's as technical as it gets. So we can press left or right to hack to plug in the USB, and you know, that can't go wrong. But let's see. Oh, it's not that way around, so I'm gonna press right. It's still not the right way around. I'm gonna go back to the way I originally plugged it in, and it works, right? You know, when you have a plug, the whole joke is like when you plug in a USB. I'm gonna explain the joke. You get it if you get it. Then we press space to upload. Yeah. Whoops, there's a bug. I still dropped my caltrops because I got them selected, but it's fine. So yeah, Joe's managed to hack the server. This dialogue is way too long. Cool, see ya. Okay, yeah, sure. Cool, and we're out. So now, if we head to the main door, this guard is supposed to move out of this way, but it's fine. This is a safe zone. He's not going to do anything. In fact, he's got a nav agent, so I can just move him wherever I want. It's no collision on the tables for him yet. Stay back, stay back. Okay, run, and we're out. This is my loading screen. It's not perfect yet, but I'm getting there. Cool. So you can see tests. So there's a lot of NPCs. So whenever I build new NPCs for the game, I just kind of grab a level and shove them in there to test their behavior. That's a test NPC. Oh, Ronnie's mad. Rog, how did you get out? I'll yank out your slot with my bare hands. This dude is so angry. Boys, get this rat dreamer now. Okay, that's not good. Not as young as I used to be. I wouldn't last long in a fair fight. Guess I should stick to the shadows, avoid the lights. Cool. If I can sneak past this alley, Lowtown should be just up ahead. So the objective here, let's see if the quest log is escape. I need to get out and away from the hacker hole while Ronnie's cronies are looking for me. Lowtown should be just up ahead. You can see here Wakey Wakey completed. That means because we just finished the first quest and it's completed. But later on in the game you'll see that, maybe you'll notice that this behavior goes away. At first I wanted you to have your completed quests stay in your quest journal or your questy 9000, but I don't want that anymore, so I changed the behavior. I just need to fix these levels. I don't like video games where you have you finish a quest and you have a bunch of quests in your quest log that are marked as completed. It's useful for like inventorying sometimes, but that just kind of feels like doing paperwork, you know. So I only want, if there's a quest in your questy 9000, it means that you need to be doing that quest. If it's not there, it means you finished the quest. It's pretty basic. These quests in the game are pretty basic anyway, so I think that's a good way to do things. Anyway, I can show you guys the stealth mechanic now, because I did actually implement some light functionality. I don't think I did it on the vending machine though, which I should still do. But I did for this light here. So we've got this NPC here, and you can see my UI over here is quite dark. You can just see two little orange eyes. That means I'm very well hidden. Now if I go closer to the light, you can see I light up slightly and the NPC sees me and moves towards me. And if I stand right underneath the light, I'm extremely visible. So there's three main stages. Like, you can totally see me, you can kind of see me, you can't really see me unless you're standing right on top of me. Is how it works. With NPCs, you can also knock them out. Unless they're like special types of NPCs. There are some types of NPCs that you can't knock out, but you can knock these ones out. And these ones, they're just sleeping, so you can't really pick them up. I'm gonna maybe add some code where you can do that. There's just hider here. This is hider in the dumpster. You can hide bodies in dumpsters as well if you want to. Anyway, let's sneak past here. This mission is really this area is easy because I'm kind of using it as a debug area, rather than I don't know why I'm sneaking. I don't really need to. I'll finish up the game world itself properly. You can see a bunch of I was just testing a lot of NPCs. Oh, they saw me. Let's just get out of here. I'm quite glad the loading screens are centered properly. That was a bug that's been driving me insane because it keeps coming back, where the loading screens will just be off center for some reason. Alright, cool. So is this still going? I need to get out of the way. So I'm not technically in Lowtown proper yet, but this is Lowtown. So let's go here and we'll start a new quest. Well, we got away. Need to keep alert. The Red Tigers are all probably on their new turf in Lowtown. I need to track down a fence. They should be able to hook me up with a gig or two. I'm going to need to make a lot of credits to get back to DreamSpace for a long stay. Maybe I could find a Newsy terminal to dig up some leads. So the main objective in the game is to get back to DreamSpace, right? Hence the title. And the way to do that is to work. For some reason, I've got 50 money. I can't remember why. It might have been because I hacked that server, so if you hack things, you can get, it's a way to get money. And that server we hacked inside the hacker hole probably gave us some cash. But yeah, so the main way to get jobs is pretty similar to most Cyberpunk games. You have to talk to a fence, and then the fence will they can guide you to, or they can put you in touch with people who need help with specific things, or you can maybe sell things at them, and you can also buy things from them. I haven't implemented that just yet, but the quest giving I have done. And this is the area we're running in now. It's raining, but is called Lowtown, and this is like the first primary open world area, I want to say. It's not it's not, so when I say open world, I mean open world in an indie dev sense, right? I can't, it's not going to be a huge open city area, but it's a couple of blocks where you can run around and do interesting things. For example, there's a little fella at this food truck here, and you can kind of, if you get close to people, you can hear their conversations. The food truck isn't completely implemented yet, but so the idea in open world segments is that it's not very linear. You can explore however you want to. For example, we have an objective to find a fence. If we go to old habits, I need to find a fence. There we have. Oh gosh, I think someone saw me. One of the guards saw me. Sorry, 1 second. Just go away. That guard is a bit glitchy because he stands on an angle. 'Cause as I said, the game is 2.3D, so it's like a 2D object in 3D space, and trying to get that to work right sometimes makes him a bit glitchy. I'm just gonna knock him out. Yeah, got him. Just put him there in the shadows for now. So we need to find a fence. They'll be able to hook us up with a job to make some credits. I'll need quite a large sum to pay access back to DreamSpace. Cool. So we can do that by going to a Newsy terminal. I haven't implemented the Newsy terminals completely yet. You see this garishly bright pink box? That's a Newsy terminal. It just doesn't have a texture yet. So that's one way that you can find a fence, but you can also find them by just exploring the world. So I say we do that. Let's just have a look around Lowtown. We kind of want to try and stick to the shadows as best we can to avoid any red tigers that are around. I think we should be fine here. Go this way, maybe. Oh, let's not go that way, maybe. Let's go this way. He won't. Yeah, he'll go that way. Cool. Alright, so let's go this way. Oh yeah, I put this guy in the other day. This is a placeholder. He's not actually Clunker. You'll meet Clunker later on as we find the fence. It's kind of a weird. This is the first side quest in the game I've implemented. He's supposed to be a rat mascot. I just haven't implemented it yet. And he's not got his little van. He's got a cheese van that's not textured yet. But it's an example of side quests. So creepy van. What are you? A coward? Eat the weird cheese. But there's no cheese yet because I'm still working on it. We can go up the elevator or the lift. Elevator is a weird word. But yeah, there's a billboard. So it's kind of like I want the player. The whole objective with Lowtown is I want the player to be able to explore and learn more about the world just by looking at stuff and messing with things and listening to people talk. There's a little sushi bar up here that I've not completely finished yet, but I'm still working on it. Sorry for that light. I need to fix the reflections on that light. It's a bit crazy. There's a little fella over here. Okay, watch me. Is he gonna? I'm gonna use my cyber implants. Okay, I think he's gonna do something cool. Fortunately, he's not gonna, because I'm gonna knock him out. Am I gonna knock him out? Yeah, I'm gonna knock him out. Be quiet, guy. So let's just find the fence real quick, just because I don't want to annoy it. But the idea, once I'm done implementing everything, there'll be like little stalls you can go to, and you can overhear gossip is like one of the things that could be prove valuable. So you can find interesting things in the game world by listening to what the NPCs say, and there's more world building that happens through dialogue. I know it's not that much better than just information dumping, but you know, I kind of want to make it optional. I want the player to seek things out and have the dialogue play well with the environment around that's around them. But I'm very new to environmental storytelling, so still practicing. Cool. He's gonna go away, so we go this way. I know whether you can kind of follow this little hand here to get to the fence. So this window, ignore it. It's not animated yet because I just kind of, it's a placeholder texture for now. There's like some kind of dodgy deal going on the other side of this wall. I got the stuff for the creds. So much creds do I have for the stuff? Good. Okay, they're just gonna keep talking in circles and not actually ever do the deal. This stuff and junk, we made it. So if we go in here, we should be able to talk to a fence who can hook us up with some jobs. Let's see. Welcome, user. Hey there, name's Gus. Welcome to the stuff and junk. You here to buy the stuff or the junk? That's a placeholder piece of text. That's a placeholder piece of text. I need to rewrite that. You still open for business? I'm looking for work. I might be. Depends on what you can bring to the table. I don't have time for posers. I'm a searcher. At least I used to be. Searcher, huh? Always useful to have your kind around. Searcher, cleaner, corpse hider. Clunker is a little crazy gremlin. He's very annoying, but I built him, so I have to use him. Anyway, I'm efficient, discreet, not squeamish. If you have a mess on your hands, I can make it go away. Look, that sounds great, but if you really want to make a searcher these days, you can't just clean up crime scenes. Most searchers these days can tamper with evidence, both locally and online. I'm no decker. I need to change that word. I don't like the word decker, but basically Joe's just telling him, look, I'm not like a computer whiz, but I can get some stuff done if you just explain what it is you need me to do. And he wants me to prove myself, essentially. So that's what we're going to be doing. And if we prove ourselves, then we'll be able to come back and he'll hook us up with some actual jobs. 1 second.
Seven days later.
Okay, and I'm back again. So I have to just cut these two little videos together because things got busy.
Welcome.
So as I was saying, Gus wants us to prove ourselves to make sure that we can actually do all the technical stuff we need to be successful with any of the gigs that he gives us further on. So we can go ahead and try and do that. So to do that, we need to hack some ATMs, and that teaches the player the new minigame that they need to be good at. If the game looks slightly different, it's because I had to restart it just because I got called away to do some in real life things. So it's a bit later now that I'm recording. But we're at the same spot in the game. So this is an example of the C-Bank ATM. I'm just trying to sneak past this guard without him seeing me. Just gonna take him out. Cool. And we can hack these ATMs. So because the game is in debug mode, I only need to hack one of these. In the end game, you're going to have to hack a couple more and do some other side things just to kind of build up the money that you get once you hit like a higher threshold. But Gus is pretty happy with us. We managed to get all of our objectives done. So if we go to the quest log again.
Welcome.
We can see rep grind. Well, seems like I've earned Gus's trust. I should pop into the stuff and junk to speak with him about a gig. So that's what we shall do. Just gonna. Oop. Okay. Thankfully, the guard is very slow there. I do need to rework their AI a little bit. So this is a placeholder again. Pretty simple. Dead Gamers Hotel cleanup. So this is a quest which takes us into Sleepy Jim's hotel, so we kind of ran past it earlier, but we'll go inside it now. Gus needs me to do a cleanup at Sleepy Jim's hotel. I need to write the quest dialogue for it, but we can go into it and you'll see that it's a bit rough around the edges because it's... that guy won't see me, it's fine. It's a bit rough around the edges because... Oh, my goodness, there's so many guards around here. Okay, all the guards are spawned again because this is a new... we can't go down that way. Let's go here. So Sleepy Jim is pretty much a work in progress. Outside looks fine, but the inside's going to be a bit empty. There's a bigger version of me, a younger version of me across the little counter. To ignore that. That's supposed to be an actual person who, you know, manages the hotel. We can use the elevator to go up to the floor that's required. This will be a bit more descriptive as well when I get the actual elevator UI sorted out. We'll see a bunch of dead red tigers in this area, but that's a little bit of a bug. They aren't all red tigers. Their textures load when you collide with them for some reason. I need to fix that. But so the main objective here is to kind of teach the player the third type of minigame that they'll get involved with, which is like cleaning up evidence. So the objective here is to just clean up all the corpses, so we'll pick it up. So in the final version of the game, we'll not be able to pick up all of the corpses. You'll because this is obviously craziness that you have like a whole pile of corpses, you can just pick them up. So picking up a corpse will slow you down, and you won't be able to do other things because you're carrying a corpse or an unconscious body. And you'll be able to use like implants to, like, you know, upgrade your arms and make yourself stronger so that you can maybe carry two corpses at the same time. But currently for debug purposes, you could just have a giant pile of corpses. So let's just go with that. I think that's all of them. As you can see, the level's empty. There's no doodads or furniture or anything yet because I'm still building them. So we move these. They can just be there for now. And this is the final minigame that you can use. So this all that you can do. This is a very basic early version of the minigame. You can see there's no real UI. It's like got a garish blue background. So this is all placeholder. But the actual mechanics work, right? So it's going to be expanded upon. So we've got a bunch of like bloodstains here that we need to clean up to cover up the crime scene. So we'll use Mr. Sudsy because you can see here the blood is kind of caked on. We use Mr. Sudsy to just wet the blood so that we can actually use a trusty little sponge to just clean up all the bloodstains. And this will be a timed mini game. So the idea will be, let me just finish this mission. So we're supposed to clean up the crime scene like that, and we're supposed to get rid of all the corpses. This is a laundry chute or a garbage chute. I've not finished texturing yet. But we'll toss them in there, and then Gus will call us going like, good job on finishing the quest. It'll be the actually the other way around, like the player should contact Gus, but whatever. I'll get to finishing that quest later. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So if we look at the quest now, Sleepy Gyms, finish the gig. I should check back with Gus for more work. And yeah, so later on that minigame will be a bit more comprehensive as well, so we'll be able to do things like hide ammo and like weapons, and it's just basically things we need to just hide from the authorities. We'll be able to do that as well, and it'll be a timed thing. So like when you load into this floor, a timer will start, and like all the cleanup side missions or all these scenarios where you need to do like an evidence cleanup thing will be a timed mission to kind of add some type of pressure to the gameplay, right, to make things a bit more frantic and fun. So that's still in the works currently. So let's get out of Sleepy Jim's hotel because we're done here for now. We'll go see Gus again. And to get there quickly, I'm going to use one of the cybernetics I was working on was teleportation. So I'd like to be able to teleport from one space to another space. I want my character to be able to teleport, and I implemented it, and it works really well. So I currently use it to debug things. So if I move my cursor anywhere I want to go to, and there's a nav mesh there, I can teleport to that location. Kind of like the sorceress from Diablo 2. It's a similar gameplay mechanic. So let's say I want to jump up onto that little overpass there. I can just teleport there if I want to. Now the actual implementation will be a lot slower, but you can see here I can just debug quickly through the level if I need to. Pretty useful. I'm going to go talk to Gus again. Hey, you're for the gig? Yes, I am. Cool. There's like so basically the objective for this is to just hack a bunch of bank terminals, right? So we taught the player earlier on how to hack bank terminals, so that minigame is pretty descriptive, and this will help push the plot forward. So this is just Gus telling us like, hey, if you want to make money, then this is something that you can go do. But what this quest also lets us do is it teaches us the travel system of the game, so how to get around different areas of the game. Because currently we're in Lowtown, and we got here from the hacker hole by just on foot, by running through the alleyway, but some places are quite far away. So we need to be able to travel there using transport. So that's what this quest teaches us. What's security like on site? I sent Clunker to case the place. He says they should be fine. Couple of guards. Only a couple of guards. It's all good. It's a lot of dialogue. I need to cut down on this because it's up on the north side. Head out of here and keep heading right. Up to the train terminal. Check the train map and you can't miss it. Happy hunting. So let's go this way. And we can wait for this guard to turn around, maybe? I'll just chance it and run around him. It takes him a little while to get bored of that wall. It's a very interesting wall. Yeah, there he comes. So this is the train terminal. It's not very well textured yet, but it's okay. It's getting there. What I want to do with this train terminal is to make it so that you can only travel when the train actually turns up. Currently, you can travel whenever. But you know what, I'm going to take this guy out just because he's going to complicate situations. It's in the dark, so the other NPCs won't freak out. Because that's another thing that could happen. If you do panic any of the NPCs. They'll run around in a panic and shout out, and the guards will come running over. It's a bit buggy, but I'm still currently working on that AI. You can see here, this is the train, so we can use this train to travel to other areas using this map. So if we do that, this is the map. It's kind of almost done, but not completely done yet. Like the background building images need to change, and obviously this is crazy. Like, what does this even mean? And there's all these things here, but I'm getting there, right? So we need to go to the E-Bank in Lowtown, which is this one, I believe. It's near Ashbridge Station. So we click on that, and it should take us there. This loading screen is just generic, but I'm hopeful to make it like an actual little train loading screen or something more interesting. I was debugging this map earlier, so you spawn on the balcony, which you're not supposed to. You're supposed to spawn at the station, so let's just teleport there real quick. So this is where we would start the map. So our objective here is to hack some bank terminals, so that's what we're gonna go do. This is a I think it's called Mr. Meaties, Mr. Porky's. What did I call this place? Porky's Good Meats. So this is a Porky's Good Meats. It's still pretty rough. I need to fix a bunch of texture issues here, but there's a bunch of people sitting around. You can like listen to their conversations and steal things from the tables once I put them in. But let's head down here. We can see here, I'm kind of like designing the map to be yellow, so wherever there's yellow, so C-Bank is a yellow, like the logo for C-Bank is yellow, so I want the player to kind of like see whenever they see yellow, they can kind of tell that, okay, there's going to be like ATMs or C-Bank, some C-Bank related stuff there. You can see the little guards patrolling down there. They look different to the Red Tigers because they're like, you know, C-Bank guards. Or like personal security is slightly different. These are my very bright billboards I'm working on. Protein cube, functional food for functional people. But yeah, so it's coming together. I think this was the second map I started working on, but I need to fill it out now that the mechanics are working. We can just get rid of this guy real quick because he's underneath the hologram tree. I kind of want to show you guys what happens if somebody sees you. So this, for example, stand here in the light. So when they turn around, oh, they'll straight up run at me and beat me on the head with their little patrol sticks. You can see I've got 80 health, 75 health, so he's hitting me. So I can use my caltrops from earlier to just slow him down. Fortunately, these guards aren't too stand in the shadow, so he can't see me. Aren't too good. He's walking right. Oh. Caltrops despawned. That was unfortunate. Oh, leave me alone. So normally they'd be able to see me here, but because the debug mode's on, it's not. They're pretty bad. I'm just gonna knock him out and put him up here for now. So that's if they see you, you know, bright as day. So I kind of want to stand like in this mode here, where I'm kind of visible, but I'm not 100% visible. It's like, oh, see, so they did notice something, but they're not sure what it was. So they'll go and check out what that was, and you can kind of run back into the shadows for it. So there's like different levels to it, and it's pretty cool, I think. Cool AI behavior, because I can set, for example, I can wait here for him to do that again, and he'll come over to look again, and I can place a little trap down for him, and he'll just walk into the trap and be like, oh no, now he's really slow. So, you know, as I put, ooh, close one. As I put more interesting... Why is he freaking out? There you go. As I put more interesting traps in the game in the future, I kind of want the gameplay to be trap-based, so... as I said, I don't want you running around with a gun, even though you will have like a crossbow, which is something that I'm working on, but it's currently very buggy. Apart from that, I kind of want the player to use the cybernetics and a bunch of traps in an intelligent way, so to kind of set like little snares for the enemy NPC to patrol into, or if the player wants to just avoid the patrols entirely. So that's kind of like one way of doing it, is to bait them with like almost being able to see you and then running away, or just hiding in the shadows and placing traps down and then like letting the enemies get there at some point. Anyway, let's hack these ATMs real quick. We know how to do this from the previous quest, even though I messed that up. Let's try this one. Cool. And there seems to be a hacker inside the system with us that we didn't know about. So that's part of the plot. We don't really know who she is or they are, so at least not yet. But we'll discover it later, maybe. They just don't like the fact that we're taking over the systems they're trying to take over. And because I'm doing things physically with the ATM machines and she's remote, like, it's easier for me to do things. And that should do it. Cool. Damn you, I need the processing power from these oh my god, ATM terminals. I'm just gonna pick up security guards while the plot plays out. I'm gonna go throw them into a dumpster because I can. Alright, cool. So we're contacting Gus and telling him, hey, we did the job, it's all done. And he's like, super happy with it. And he says we should come see him again because there's another quest or another gig that we can do. So that's something that we'll do. As per usual, always check the quest log just to make sure it works. And this is the Bonehead Bros quest, Bonehead quest description. So this is the second to last current quest that I've implemented, but it'll be the last one that we can physically get to just because I've restructured how the quests work. So we can't actually load into the other quest yet, I don't think, but we can see. So we have to go back to Lowtown, specifically where the fence is, Lion's End. That's where we started off. And yeah, we should have, one thing that I want to fix is I want to make players be able to spawn at the station, because obviously you don't expect to spawn at the start of the level. You should be getting off the train, right? So we shouldn't be here, we should be up where we kind of caught the train. I'm just going to debug my way there. Cool. So we'll go see Gus and have a chat, see what's up. And there's an old dude standing here next to him. This year's Uncle Bones, he's got a job for you. My idiot niece and nephew got themselves into trouble with the Hexbunks down in the warehouse district. So this quest will take us to the warehouse district, and it'll introduce us to one of the new gang factions that we can deal with. So as you might have seen, like the Red Tigers all carry giant bats around, so they're pretty melee focused. So the Hexbunks is a gang where I'm trying to introduce some ranged combat mechanics to the game, and it works. It's just a little bit clunky, so it needs some polish. But this kind of like introduces the player to a new enemy type, and also a new set of characters, but then also a new map area, which we'll see now. See if I can push this. So whenever you push NPCs, that's a bug. That's a default texture if he doesn't have a texture to load. If you push an NPC around, they'll always try and navigate back to the original spot they were standing in, which I think is pretty neat. Okay.
Welcome.
This is the second Bonehead quest. Yeah, I need to just type in what it actually is, but ooh. This guy is so inconvenient. Alright. So we are going to go to the warehouse district. So the warehouse district is the next kind of, like if Lowtown was like a semi-open worldly like area where you can explore. I want the same to be the case for the warehouse district. So if we get the train there, we'll spawn just in the middle of nowhere because I've not implemented the station just yet. There's a bunch of grey buildings that don't have textures. But you know, like this is the latest level I've been working on, so I added some fences and some lighting and some post-processing, but I do need to fix or add the rest of the things in here. It's pretty much just a shell at the moment. Let's go to the warehouse that we need to find the Bonehead Bros at. Go down here. So there should be a shutter here. Here's a shutter. So this is the warehouse district we're looking for. Out front here, there's going to be a bunch of like cargo containers with Hexbunks patrolling around, and you're going to have to be clever or inventive to find a way into the warehouse. But for now, we're just gonna go through the front door. And we'll spawn inside somewhere random. There's a Red Tiger, and this is the Hexbunk. So this is the newer enemy type. You can see she's carrying a pipe on her. I can't remember if I textured her. I did texture her running and attack animations, but if I knock her out, she'll turn into a Red Tiger. But yeah, she's the melee variant of the Hexbunks. We're gonna run around this. You can see there's a lower floor, and there's like one of the bone bros that we need to talk to. This is the ranged variant of the hex bunks. So if she carries like a, maybe I can zoom in a bit. She's carrying a shotgun, so if she sees me, fortunately it's the lights on turned on in this warehouse. But if she sees me, she'll shoot me, and then slowly move towards me. And her range is obviously a lot further than the melee characters. Let's see if I can show you kind of what that looks like, because I did put some lights, some debug lights here. Does she see me? Yeah, so you can see she's like shooting at me. I also like need to fix the shooting animation. And I need to change a couple things. I'm just gonna debug away from her, make her be confused about where I am, and I'm gonna press E to go into this area here and talk to the bonehead bros. There's only one because excuse me, because I need to make the other one. I need to draw them. Yeah, placeholder text. I need to write stuff here, so whatever. I'll get there. That's cool. So we finished that quest there. So that's as far as the official quest goes. The whole thing is there's going to be another one, another bonehead bro here. Like, she's one of them, and then there'll be another one. They're pretty strong henge-looking individuals who lose their temper way too quickly. But yeah, that's still going to be done in the future. Yeah, the only other thing that I suppose I forgot to show you guys was the automated turrets in that bank level. Even though we didn't really go to the C bank entrance, there are turrets that'll automatically track the player. So if you get too close, they'll just start shooting you, and it'll just rip you to pieces very quickly. So I do want to like do something interesting there as well, where you can either disable them somehow, or maybe you could even hack them to work for you. I'm not too sure yet. Currently they'll just like swivel around and then shoot you if they detect you. But yeah, that's pretty much as far as I got to. So in Lowtown there's also an area called the docks, which I'll probably show off next time. And that area will link up the quest that comes after this one. So once we get the Bonehead brothers out of this little area, we clean up this whole site with like corpses and crime scene stuff. We'll go back to Lowtown, and then in Lowtown we'll meet a new character called Jackie, and then she'll take us to the docks and introduce us to the next quest, which will take us to one of the lab areas in the game. So I might show that next time, but for now that's pretty much it. So yeah, see you later.